The first thing I saw was the frost. It clung to the inside of my visor like a spiderweb of silver veins, blooming outward with every shaky breath I took. My oxygen gauge blinked an angry red. 20 minutes left. Maybe less. The storm had driven my survey team miles off course, and the emergency beacon was dead, crushed when the rover flipped into the ravine. Planet designation: Karen 6. Unofficial nickname among crews: Graveyard Rock. I forced myself to move, boots crunching over crystal black snow that shimmered like broken glass. The sky above churned with violet clouds and constant lightning, illuminating jagged basalt spires that stabbed upward like the ribs of some buried god. No comms. No map. No team. Just me. I muttered a curse into the helmet. The audio echoed back too loudly. I hadn't realized how quiet the planet was until that moment. No wind. No wildlife. No distant thunder. Just silence, broken only by the ticking of my oxygen timer. I needed shelter. Warmth. Something. That's when I saw the light. At first, I thought it was another lightning flash. But it didn't fade. It glowed steady, a soft gold radiance leaking from between two towering stone slabs ahead. I approached carefully, hand on the pistol strapped to my thigh. Not that a sidearm would do much against whatever lived on this nightmare world. But it made me feel less helpless. Between the stones stood a doorway. Perfectly carved. Smooth. Not natural. Alien. The light pulsed from within like a heartbeat. Every instinct screamed to turn around. To keep walking until my oxygen ran out in honest solitude rather than whatever waited inside. But survival doesn't always care about instinct. I stepped through. Warmth enveloped me instantly. My visor cleared. The air inside was breathable, impossible, given the planet's toxic atmosphere. I hesitated, then unlocked my helmet seals. The hiss of pressure release sounded like a sigh of relief. I pulled the helmet off. The air smelled like rain and metal and something faintly floral. The chamber was enormous, domed, carved entirely from the same black stone outside. Golden light emanated from cracks in the walls, like molten sunlight trapped beneath rock. Strange symbols wound along the floor in spiraling patterns. And at the center of it all, she stood. Humanoid in shape, though taller than any human I'd met. Skin like polished obsidian threaded with faint lines of gold. Eyes that shimmered like stars behind thin storm clouds. A cloak of shifting light draped her form, flowing as though underwater. I froze. She regarded me silently. Then, in a voice that resonated directly in my mind rather than my ears, she spoke. "You have finally returned home, little traveler." My heart skipped. Because she spoke in English. Perfectly. Who are you?" I whispered. Her eyes softened. "You would not recognize my name in your language, but your ancestors once called us the Keepers." I swallowed hard. "You're alien." She tilted her head. "You are alien." My laugh came out weak. "Fair point." The being raised one long-fingered hand. The door behind me sealed shut with a soundless slide. Panic fluttered in my chest. "I mean no harm," she said. "If I wished you dead, your atoms would already be dust." Comforting. She stepped closer. With each movement, faint golden motes drifted from her body like sparks. "You carry something," she said. "What?" She touched a finger gently to my forehead. The chamber vanished. I stood in a field under a blue sky. Earth's sky. Tall grass waved in warm wind. A small boy ran past me, laughing. He chased a woman, his mother, by the looks of it. The woman turned, smiling, and I froze. Because I knew that smile. It was my mother's. But she was younger here. Much younger. and on her wrist glimmered a small metallic bracelet engraved with strange golden symbols. The boy tripped, skinned his knee. The mother lifted him, soothing him. Then the scene flickered. Stars replaced the sky. A silver vessel hovered overhead. The mother stood alone now, holding the same bracelet. A tall, luminous being, the same species as the woman from the chamber, stood before her. "Guard the seed," the alien said. The mother nodded solemnly. The vision shattered. I stumbled backward, gasping. The chamber snapped back into existence. My pulse roared in my ears. "That was my mother," I said. "She never told me about any of this." The keeper's gaze was distant. "Long ago, your world was chosen as sanctuary. A single child of your species was given a fragment of our knowledge, hidden within bloodlines. A failsafe, a seed, to be awakened when your kind reached the stars." I shook my head. "You're saying humanity was prepared? By you?" "Yes," she said simply. "We watched your species, watched your wars, your cruelty, your compassion. We wondered whether you would destroy yourselves or rise above your origins." I laughed bitterly. "Still wondering, huh?" She studied me. "You cross the void. You endure hostile worlds. You search beyond yourselves. That is progress." I thought of our wars, our greed, our divisions, and if we fail your test, I asked. The keeper's voice grew colder. "Then the galaxy will remain closed to you. We will erase the seed from your bloodlines. Your species will wander alone until extinction." My throat went dry. "And if we pass, then you will join us, and others. A council of minds shepherding life." Silence stretched between us. I thought of my oxygen ticking down. My team, likely dead. The brutal universe waiting outside. Humanity, flawed, violent, hopeful, stubborn. I lifted my chin. "What do I have to do?" Her eyes glowed brighter. "Speak the words of awakening." I blinked. "I don't know any." Then a phrase rose in my mind, clear as memory. Not English. Not any human tongue. A string of syllables that felt older than stars. I hesitated. "If I say this, what happens to me?" "You will not leave this place unchanged," she said. I smirked. "Story of my life." I spoke the words. The chamber erupted in golden light. Pain lanced through every nerve. My heart thundered. Images poured into my mind. Galaxies, civilizations, ancient wars, cosmic machines spanning star systems, species older than time. Knowledge. Terrifying, beautiful knowledge. Then it stopped. I collapsed to one knee, breathing hard. The keeper looked pleased. "The seed awakens." I looked at my hands. Faint golden lines traced beneath my skin, pulsing gently with my heartbeat. "What did you do to me?" I croaked. "You are now the voice of Earth," she said. "Through you, your species will be judged." I swallowed. No pressure. A faint smile crossed her alien features. Humor. An endearing human trait. The wall behind her opened, revealing a swirling gateway of stars. "Step through," she said. "Return to your world. Carry the truth. Unite your species or doom it." I stared at the portal, then back at her. "What about my team?" Her gaze dimmed slightly. "Their life threads ended in the storm." I closed my eyes briefly. Then I stood. "Fine," I said. "I'll do your test. But hear this, Keeper. Humanity doesn't need shepherds forever. We'll grow beyond your guidance one day. And when we do, I hope you'll be ready to accept us as equals." The keeper's eyes brightened, surprised. "Perhaps," she said softly, "that is the true test." I stepped through the gateway. I awoke in a hospital bed. Machines beeped softly. My body felt heavy.
Warm.
Safe. A doctor leaned over me. Welcome back, Mr. Hale. You were found unconscious in a ravine. Rescue team almost didn't make it in time. I blinked. The storm... It cleared suddenly, the doctor said. No sign of your team. We're sorry. I swallowed grief. But beneath my skin, golden lines pulsed faintly.
Real.
Not a dream. Later that night, I stood alone at the window, watching Earth's moon hanging serene in the sky. In my mind, I felt a vast presence. Watching. Waiting. The galaxy beyond was no longer empty. Humanity had a trial ahead. And I was its voice. For better or worse. I whispered into the night. We're coming. And we're not going to fail. Somewhere, across impossible distance, a keeper's smile. I awoke to the taste of iron and antiseptic. White ceiling. Soft lights. The rhythmic beep of medical monitors. For a moment, I wondered if I died in that golden chamber, and this was some human-made afterlife. A woman in a blue coat noticed my eyes open and rushed forward. Easy, she said. You've been unconscious for 3 days. Where? My voice was rough. Orbital Station EOS. Rescue teams found you barely alive in the ravine. Storm cleared right after they pulled you out. Lucky timing. Lucky. I almost laughed. I tried to sit up. My muscles protested, but something else stirred beneath my skin. A warmth. A slow, steady pulse. Like distant starlight beating in my veins. The doctor checked my vitals. No fractures. No frost damage. Honestly, you should be dead. But your readings, she hesitated. They're extraordinary. I met her eyes. I need a mirror, I said. She handed me a small reflective pad. I stared at my own face. Human. Normal. Until the lights dimmed. Faint golden lines shimmered under my skin, tracing patterns across my neck and jaw, fading in and out like bioluminescent circuitry. The seed was real. The keeper was real. And now, so was my burden. 2 days later, I stood on the station's observation deck. Earth rotated below. Blue, fragile, breathtaking. Clouds curling like brushstrokes. Oceans swallowing continents in silent majesty. So small, so young, so dangerous to itself. A presence stirred in the back of my mind. Not words, not commands, just awareness. Watching, waiting. The keepers. I realized then that I was never alone anymore. Not truly. Not ever again. I placed my hand against the glass. Humanity had crossed the stars seeking survival, profit, adventure, conquest. We had no idea we were being watched.
Judged. Prepared.
Tested. I exhaled slowly. The fear I'd felt in that chamber was gone now. Replaced by something sharper. Resolve. They wanted a trial.
Fine.
They'd get one. But they would learn something about us too. That humanity does not kneel easily. That we stumble, break, rage, rebuild, and reach again. That we are not pets to be guided forever. We are a species that claws its way forward, even when the universe says no. I straightened my shoulders. In my mind, I spoke, not aloud, but inward, toward the vast presence beyond stars. We'll pass your test, I said. But we'll do it our way. And when we stand among you, it won't be as children. A flicker of amusement brushed my thoughts. Approval. Or curiosity. Either way, the game had begun. Below me, Earth turned. Above me, the galaxy waited. And humanity's next chapter had already begun.